Quick and easy guide to completing the Liberty Falls Easter egg. I know there are many other guides, but there are some corrected mistakes and no BS in this video, more specifically with the Strauss device step, so let's get into it. First thing you're going to want to do is open every door until you get to Pack-a-Punch, and then interact with this generator on the right side of the church. You'll get some dialogue, and then from here you want to start crafting the jet gun. You can also pull it from the box, but if you don't really want to rely on RNG, this is how you craft it. You're going to need 3 parts. For the first part, grab this valve located in the little garden area located near the Alamo. I'll try to show you guys as much of the important surroundings so you can see exactly where things are. Once you have this, you will need to head over to the bowling alley and open this panel you see here. Then you will need to turn this valve for some time. Try to have your friends protect you if playing co-op. If you are solo, try to find openings and do it a bit at a time. If you can get an item like a monkey or a decoy by getting enough salvage and making one at a crafting table, do this and throw them somewhere far away to buy yourself a lot of time. Once completed, this will give you the water pressure gauge. Now for the handbrake, head over to the graveyard near the church and find the groundskeeper. If he doesn't spawn right away, just hang out for a few rounds. In this clip, it took him about 2 rounds to spawn in. You know it's him by the name on top of his head, and he also won't aggravate onto you. Once you take him out, he will drop the tool shed key, which is nearby. Just follow the path that I take. Then you will open the tool shed with the key to grab the handbrake. Now for the last part, you will need the mangler arm, so if you find it through any of these steps, make sure to hold on to it. If you haven't found one through normal playthrough, you can make one with salvage points at a crafting table as I'm doing right here. Once you have the mangler arm, head over to the radio store and blast it open. If you need help locating the radio store, it is near Quick Revive or in front of the comic book store. I also found that you can actually get a mangler to shoot it open by standing in front of the door and bait him into shooting it. Inside you will find trash piles that you can interact with, and one of them will drop the wire spool. You now have all 3 parts and need to head over to the motel at spawn. There is a door which a bunch of zombies will come out of. You want to take care of them, then head inside, and there you are able to craft the jet gun. Now that you have the jet gun, you will need to absorb 3 different items to craft the L.T.G device. First one you can get by jumping on the roof of the Alamo onto this truck, then looking into this window that you see here. Simply use the jet gun and absorb the item into your inventory. Next one will be located in the comic book store in the roof as you see here. And then finally, for the third one, it will be located in the church almost right above you as you walk in. To me, it almost looks like a top hat. Now that you have all 3 of the parts, head over to the roof of the Alamo and craft the L.T.G. You are nearing the end and will have to defeat some mini boss zombies for the next few steps, so be prepared. To continue, take the L.T.G device to the cloud located between the radio store and spawn. Place it on the floor underneath the cloud. You will then need to protect it for 1 minute. Know that the zombies will not hit it, all they will have to do is run into it, and this will instantly take a chunk off the health. If you fail, don't worry, just pass around and interact with it again to start the next round. When you successfully protect the L.T.G, an abomination will spawn on top of it, and you will need to get him weak, then head to the church and pick up the canister that is sticking out of the generator. Know that you will not be able to run while carrying this, so keep that in mind. You can drop it if you need to and pick it up later. If for whatever reason it despawns, it should be back in the church. So the reason that you want to get the abomination weak is because you want to get it to walk into one of the ether traps and then completely kill it while simultaneously standing inside the trap with the boss and holding the canister, as you see that I do here. You will know you did so correctly when this pops up on the left of the screen telling you have 90 seconds. You want to race against the timer and get back to the church and place the canister back where you got it here. If you accidentally kill the boss before getting the canister charged in the trap, know that you can spawn another one by passing the round and going back to the L.T.G device and holding square, or whatever the interact button is for you. Here you will get the Strauss device from the generator, and while this step is pretty simple, I couldn't find one video giving correct directions, so with the Strauss device you will need to head over to 3 different turrets. First one is located in front of the church on the grass field here. Hold on to the Strauss device by using the same button you would press to use the tactical equipment, and you would need to change the color depending on what pops up on the Strauss device. When standing near the turret, you'll see either red, yellow, or green. If the color is red, you make it green. If the color is green, you make it red. And if the color is yellow, you leave it at yellow. Next turret will be located near the tool shed. You run by it, then over here to this area, and then you will do the same thing based off the appearing color. There's another one located on this drop at the Alamo, so make sure to open that debris to be able to get to it. Then once again, check the Strauss device near the turret and change the color accordingly. Once all 3 turrets are set correctly, they will aim towards spawn and beam on this object here. You will then want to interact with it and another canister will pop out. You can pick it up and take it over to the church and probably drop it for now. You're going to want to go ahead and pick up the L.T.G and take it over to the church. You're going to place it on the cloud in the graveyard, and you're going to have to do the same thing and protect it for a minute. And then after you complete this one, an elite mangler will spawn. You will want to do the same thing and get the mangler as weak as possible without killing it, and then pick up the canister. With the elite mangler weak, try to get it into a trap with you standing inside of it and kill it again. You will want to do the same thing you did earlier with the abomination, get the mangler as weak as possible without killing it, Then pick up the canister, activate an ether trap, and kill the mangler while standing inside the trap with the mangler and holding the canister. So again, you have to be standing inside the trap, you have to have the canister, and the abomination has to die inside of the same circle that you're standing in. Again, once this is complete, you will have 90 seconds to place it in the generator at the church, and you are now ready for the boss fight. This is more of just to survive a few waves of special zombies, which isn't too difficult, but you will be locked inside of the church until completion or failure. So if you go in unprepared, it will be difficult. For this fight, you want to be prepared with the important perks such as Jug, Quick Revive, and Speed Cola. Try to Pack-a-Punch as much as possible, preferably up to Pack-a-Punch 2, and increase your armor to 2 or 3 plates. Also head to a crafting table and take in Monkey's Self-Revive Injection and Full Armor plates. You don't really need to be completely maxed out, but it might be worth farming for a couple of rounds to go in better prepared. As long as you start before round 30, you should be okay. Also try to take in a gun that has a lot of ammo and good damage output. But know that if you do have the points, you can continue to buy ammo inside of the church if need be. Once you are prepared, head over to the generator and begin the boss fight with all players inside of the church. In this boss fight, you will have to go through 3 different waves. All of them will include regular zombies, but for the first one, you will specifically have to take down a mangler. Just try to keep moving around the church so you don't get cornered. The movement in this game is pretty nice and you can jump over a lot of things, so you should be able to get around pretty easily. But again, you're going to want to be focused on taking out the mangler so that you can get through this first wave. The next wave will have multiple manglers, which is going to be harder to take down, obviously, but continue doing the same thing, it'll just take a bit more time. Now for the third wave, an elite abomination will spawn as well as some manglers. In this wave, you want to specifically watch out for the abomination's beam by either hiding or running around to get ahead of it. You probably want to try to focus on taking out the manglers first and then focusing everything on the abomination when you are able to. And then finally, once you take it out, you will go down, which is part of it, and the cutscene will play. And after this, you can choose to keep playing or end the game. You'll get an earned perkaholic as well as a bunch of other high level loot that will spawn. Hope you guys found this useful. Make sure to subscribe for BO6 zombies straight to the point guides like this. And till next time, love ya, see ya.